All right, end of day 5. Yeah, day 5. Pretty sure it's day 5. Anyway, um, pretty good day today. I say that a lot, but that's good, right? A good day's a good day. I mean, you can't really complain about a good day. So, I didn't really have very much in the way of cravings today, which is pretty awesome. I managed to accomplish everything I set out to do. It was a very productive day for me, at work and at home and nutritionally, and just as far as the things I wanted to accomplish. I ate really healthy, and one probably my favorite part about today in terms of just my progress and my my journey, I guess you'd call it, is it's historically, I've and I mentioned this in another video. I've always sort of suffered from anxiety most of my adult life, and a lot of stress and even kind of depression too, which I think is just sort of I think it's both caused by and fueled by both my being unhappy with my physical state and health. But and part of my goals, and I've mentioned this before, is to do some form of exercise or physical activity every day, something that'll get my heart rate up for at least 20 minutes to a half hour. Maybe not something super duper strenuous. Sometimes a brisk walk will suffice, but and that's new. That's not something I've ever really done before. I've kind of avoided exercise like the plague whenever I can. I mean, I've always sort of liked like weightlifting, but would avoid cardio pretty much at any cost. And so this time around, I'm sort of taking a different approach to it. And while I am doing some weightlifting, most of my focus is just making sure I do that light to moderate cardio every day if possible. And I've only missed one day so far. And the funny thing is about it is, it's like, exercise is one of those things. It's like I've never liked it. I've always not looked forward to it. I've always done it begrudgingly per se. And in this case, it's like and honestly, there's a lot of days so far, even though I'm only on day 5, 3 of those 5 days, I've really just wanted to skip. But I push through and I do it, and I'm always really proud of myself when I do. It's a good feeling to know that I did it. And like I mentioned in yesterday's video too, I've noticed that the activity really helps with my anxiety levels, which is fantastic, because for somebody like me who's plagued by, anxiety on an almost daily basis, it's amazing now to find that with the last couple days, I feel the best after I do exercise. I'm just more positive and happy, and I feel more engaged with life, not just, like it's just moving around me. I'm not self-absorbed in this bubble of melancholy, which is really nice. And so tonight, after dinner, I went for a walk. Beautiful weather out, and I decided, okay, well, I did the high intensity stuff yesterday, so today I'm going to go for a walk. Still pretty sore. And I mean, I pushed myself a little harder in that, it was a brisk walk the entire time. And the thing about when I go for a walk is I don't try and do it for the amount of, like, any specific amount of time. Like, it's not 30 minutes or whatever. Thankfully, I live close to a college, and there's a track and a walking trail. And I just sort of have this path that I take. And today I decided to just take one of the loops around another time, and added about a quarter mile to it. And it was peaceful. I was out there by myself. There wasn't a lot of people. It was beautiful weather. The sun was going down, and I had maintained this great pace. I mean, my heart rate was up, but I didn't feel bad. It's like I sort of got in the stride of it, and I just realized as I was doing it just how, I don't know, rewarding it felt, which is so weird because I've always hated that kind of exercise. But it was just like today, I don't know, it's like I was doing it with a smile on my face. It was like something about just being out there and engaged in something that's helping me move towards a goal, to that next chapter of my life that I want to start. And I don't know, it was just like I felt I guess, more alive. I mean, that's a sort of cheesy way of putting it, but I just felt so in that moment. I felt like between the air and the trees and the sunset and, my it's just the peace, the isolation I had out there, and the doing it, and I didn't have negativity about it whatsoever. I approached it with a really positive attitude, and I don't know, it felt really good. It felt really, really good. And, I came back home, and it turned out I was out there, like, briskly walking for almost an hour. I was a little bit sweaty, but it was good. I went and I just spent some time being thankful for things. I went into my room to get changed out of my sweaty clothes, and I sort of sat on the bed in the quiet back there and just, I don't know, did some reflecting about just the things I'm thankful for, about coming to this place in my life while I'm still young enough and capable enough to do something about it, before a doctor told me, you have diabetes, or, we think you could develop heart disease or something like that. It's the fact that I'm making these changes now, and the fact that I'm doing them, the fact that I'm finding some joy in them, and the fact that I feel good. I just feel more positive. I don't have as much anxiety now. I don't feel depressed. I mean, I'm still not proud of myself in terms of, my physique, but I'm optimistic, which is something kind of different for me. I really feel, I used to be an optimistic person, but I really feel like the last 10 years have turned me into a very pessimistic and clammed up person. And I mean, I'm only 5 days into this, but I'm seeing a lot of personal development. And the goal of this was to just try and establish healthy eating habits. And here I am only 5 days into it, and I feel like I'm doing so much more than that. Like, I feel like I'm learning things about myself and rediscovering things about myself, and just my views on things are changing, like the exercise thing. I mean, exercise is still not fun. I mean, at least I don't find it fun. But the fact that it can be positive and something that I can smile through and just find peace in is amazing, because it really helps me feel like I can keep this moving forward. So I mean, that was my day today. I mean, no slip-ups. I did almost slip up. It was kind of funny. I went and got the oil changed in my car today, and I went and at the end I came and sat in my car to leave, and they had put a little mint, just a little individually wrapped peppermint candy on the dashboard, and without thinking anything of it, I just picked it up and I was like, "Oh yay, peppermint candy!" Popped it in my mouth. Now, what's really funny about it is, having been only 4 days, but for some reason it was crazy, without any sort of sugar or excess sugar, or anything even relatively sweet. That peppermint candy was so sweet that it immediately flipped the switch in my head. I was sucking on it and I was like, something's wrong. This candy's just really sweet. And then it's as I thought that, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sucking on a piece of candy. This is excess sugar. I can't be having this. And I spit it out. So, I mean, I still consider that a victory, because, I didn't actually finish the candy, or let myself finish the candy. And I mean, to some it's like, oh, it was just a tiny little peppermint candy. It's like 8 calories. You'd be fine. And that's really not the point. The point isn't the calories. The point's not even the sugar. I mean, I guess the point is the sugar. It's just the no junk food, no candy, no chips, no cookies, no beer, nothing that just has empty nutritional value until I'm done with this. So after my 68th day is up, then, I probably wouldn't spit out a tiny little candy like that. But until then, I'm learning to live without these things, and learning to live doing healthier things, eating healthier things, fueling myself with healthier things, and establishing better habits. And I can't believe it. It's crazy. I think it's only been 5 days and I have so much more to go. These 5 days have been I've learned so much. I'm actually kind of really looking forward to what the next 63 have to offer. So that's it for today. The next couple days are going to be interesting as I won't be home. I'm actually going down to Southern Oregon to visit my dad. And that's going to be interesting because, I mean, my dad is a healthy eater, which is awesome. He doesn't keep junk food around, so I'm not worried about that. My dad's a very fit individual. He's big into exercise and healthy eating. So, I mean, if I'm going to spend a weekend anywhere, I'm kind of glad it's going to be at my dad's house. But it's more along the lines of just, it's going to be such a break from my routine. And I mean, I'm only 5 days into this routine, but it's stable because it's like I know what's in my pantry, I know what's in my cupboards, I can plan for things. I have healthy snacks if I absolutely have to fall back on something. So it'll be interesting. And we're going to a fair on Sunday, and I know my kids are going to want corn dogs and funnel cakes and elephant ears, and I'm just going to have to be really, 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 really good. So I'm sure I can do it. It's might be a little bit of a challenge, but it'll get done. So anyway, here's me optimistically looking forward to days 6, 7, and I'll be back here on day 8 in the evening. But I'll be making videos from my cell phone and posting them for the next couple days. So yeah, for the sake of accountability, have a good night.